Welcome to the Big Biz Show. Taking care of business. You want fast-talking, hard-hitting discussions on business and finance? Maybe with a barroom slant and some really salty peanuts? We're not counting calories. We're counting cash. Before we get to the man with the financial plan, meet the money team. Costa, Mary, and Greg. Now Captain Finance himself, Sully.
And wherever you are watching, wherever you're listening, a big old howdy to you from inside the Loft 100 studios here in Southern California. It is the Big Biz Show. Costa, Maribert Godwin, our executive producers, Greg Todorov, and of course that guy right there.
Say howdy doody?
Howdy to you.
Oh, howdy
a big old howdy to you.
Oh, howdy to you.
Big old howdy to you.
How are you sleeping lately?
Oh my God, like
yeah.
a rock.
Are you?
Like
better? You're noticing it? Oh, that's
1,000%. No, the
Vivos device?
The Vivos device is game changing. Vivos.com for you out there who want to make a change in your life.
Are you snoring still?
No.
Oh,
no.
It takes your snoring away that fast?
Boom. And I
Seriously?
I roll over to the snore meter who I sleep next to, and I'm all, honey. She goes, can't hear it.
Really?
So yeah, Greg.
So now you're up like you're about to miss a flight. You're up every 5 minutes worrying if you're snoring.
1,000%.
Exactly.
Yeah, now they got to get me a psychiatrist to get me over that. But
Hey,
yeah.
did we come up with an open for Howie? Is there some sort of a produced open for Howie for our analyst? Is there something there? Did I hear something? Oh, there it is. Oh, look, it's time for Howie Font. Wow, very nice.
It's X-File-ish.
It very is. Howard Font, of course, our lead analyst from New York. Howie, what the hell happened to the stock market in the last couple of days? I mean, it dropped like Dick Cheney's hunting partner.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, I'll wait. Well, we'd go through them all.
A tummy tuck on a plus-size model.
Yes.
That's my favorite.
Acid before Woodstock concert. Funyuns before 7 a.m. for my customer. What's going on? S&P is up for the first time in several days today, but we were at 6150. And to go from 6150 to 5950 on the S&P is huge, because keep in mind, and Howie, I'll let you take that over, because it really is pretty significant what happened. There was a big pullback. Can't call it correction yet. Maybe call it a pause in the action. What are you calling it?
Yeah, I think it's starting to look like topping behavior. So we're slowing down, we're still grinding upwards, and then we're starting to test tumbling. It seems like topping behavior where we have a local top in the market, and that's being backed up by kind of, in general, lower consumer sentiment. So a little bit weakening from companies that focus on selling to consumers, not business to business. So, for example, Walmart reiterated their guidance that the consumer seems to be losing a little bit of steam, and they had worse guidance than normal for earnings, so they're down. A bunch of companies are in similar situations. Mike, stock symbol DNUT, Krispy Kreme down 23% on its performance.
But wait a second, Howie. Mike, I knew you had a question. I don't want to jump in.
I can't go on.
Oh, you can't? Why consumer products? I mean, is it because things are tight, things are not coming back as fast as we wanted to? Talks of tariffs, or is it all the above?
Yeah, it's all of the. It's the limited marginal dollar that the consumer has, right? So if you're always going to pay for your power, you're always going to pay for a minimum level of food, but that extra thing you buy at Walmart or Target is going to be less purchased if prices rise in general because of tariffs or inflation, or if you're not making as much, or if you have to move and rent now more expensive. So it's all those things. That's what we mean when we talk about a weaker consumer.
So how is it, in layman's terms, is it just like kind of like the ancillary belt tightening that all families do, all individuals do when money gets a little short or tight? Pardon the...
Howie, hold on to that. Let's keep it in the driveway, because guess what?
Uh-oh.
The Day Trader Trios here. What's up, guys?
Hey. All right, much more to come. Are we going to have Howie some more to explain the price of donuts to me, please? I kind of need that.
Stock symbol DNUT.
Good God. Keep it here. Much more to come with the Big Biz Show.
That was a great question, too. Give me time to look it up.
Hey guys, Devin with the Big Biz Show, and I am joined today by none other than Claude. Claude, tell us where you're coming from today.
Hey, how you doing? I'm from Los Angeles. I run Honor, O-N-A-R. We're currently traded on OTCQB under the ticker RELT, but that will soon be O-N-A-R. We have a ticker change coming down the line here. So here at the conference and excited to be here.
Awesome. We're here at the Microcap Conference 2025. Tell me what Honor is doing here.
So we're a marketing technology company. Technology first. We own kind of a collection or a network of marketing agencies, as we call it. Simply said, we help people sell stuff, but we do it technologically enabled, better, faster, stronger, if you will. And we're here talking to investment banks, investors, people in the space. We're rolling up and acquiring other companies right now, and so we're bringing in capital to the business as we grow to eventually uplist to NASDAQ.
So, in a sense, you're kind of like almost a greenhouse for businesses to grow in.
Yeah, I think that's a good way of saying it. Yeah, we're looking to kind of find really interesting, technologically enabled marketing companies that are doing stuff different that maybe aren't quite scaled yet, and we're putting them together kind of under one roof, helping them grow, scaling their businesses profitably, but also taking those pieces of technology, putting them together, and kind of creating our own products that we can then offer to the market.
You're with this company, you're telling stories, you're fostering a good business environment for the businesses. Where did that begin with you?
So look, I have a very non-traditional background, not a banker, not anything like that, never, been CEO of a public company until we kind of got here. I'd say much more of an entrepreneurial journey. Funny story, I was signed to an imprint on Warner Brothers, toured the country with a major record label, started a music company. That was my first business when I was at the ripe age of 18 years old. Started that in New York City, built that business up, actually built one of the largest, I guess, more prominent recording studio facilities in New York at the time. Worked on 22 Grammy Award-winning projects, everything from Drake and Eminem through Yo-Yo Ma, Chicago Symphony Orchestra, and then started an artist management company where I managed the Chainsmokers when they first launched their career, which was pretty cool. So yeah, kind of creative brain became business brain, and then after moving on from that business, I kind of fell into the marketing and advertising world by way of music, right? Music is part of everything, right? We have a cocktail party tonight. Last night there was a band playing there, right? So brands want to borrow brand equity and participate during times of year where there's social things happening. Think South by Southwest, Art Basel, things like that. So ended up starting a marketing company in the private sector really around experiences that were tied to key times of year. And they taught me about leverage buyouts and corporate finance. And so I started making acquisitions. I did about 8 acquisitions, grew the business to almost 100 million in revenue, and then exited that business in 2021 before getting recruited to come run Honor.
Tell me some recent success stories you guys have had. I know you got a few.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, the big success story right now is that we just completed this reverse merger. We were a privately traded company about 6 months ago. We're now a publicly traded company, which is super exciting. We also announced a very interesting partnership with IQSTEL. They're a publicly traded company, also going to NASDAQ, almost a $500 million revenue company. We're working on some pretty cool technology partnerships with them. And I think the big exciting thing we're going to announce in the coming weeks is we have a very interesting acquisition that we're going to be announcing that has a piece of technology that basically helps people in real time optimize their website using AI. So essentially think of it as search engine optimization, but completely autonomous and completely done in real time.
That's amazing. And it's Honor. Once again, what's the stock ticker?
Currently it's RELT because we did a reverse merger into Reliant Holdings, which was the old parent company. But we just got our FINRA approval. We're going to be trading under ONAR within the next few days.
Honor. It's the exact opposite of my company, Offer.
Exactly right. I like that.
All right. Well, Claude, anything else you want to tell me? What are we looking forward to in 2025?
Look, I think in 2025, we're looking forward to kind of telling our story, getting out in front of shareholders and people who are interested in what we're doing. And I think being, a pioneer in the space that's going to demonstrate that we can create a lot of value, run a good fundamental business, and hopefully execute on a strategy that's going to be pretty exciting as we grow and scale NASDAQ.
Well, I just want to hang on to that real quick. You guys are looking forward to telling your story, which is interesting because your whole company is telling other companies' stories and enhancing that.
Correct.
So you're kind of leading forward with example in 2025 is what I'm hearing?
Yeah, I think that's a good way of saying it. Yeah, I mean, look, it's funny. Marketing companies aren't always great at telling their own stories because they're so focused on their clients. And we're making a big initiative this year to tell our own story and communicate what we're doing and kind of let that lead us. So I think it's a really good way of looking at it.
Awesome. This is Claude with Honor, and we're going to be checking out this story throughout the year. Check back in with us. This is Devin and Claude at Microcap 2025. Back to you guys.
as always, we appreciate you being with us on the program inside the Loft 100 Studios. Costa, Mary Godwin, Greg Todorov, and of course, Sully.
Okay, so back to Howie Font. Howie, you were talking about Congressional Stock Trading Report from Unusual Whales. What is Unusual Whales, by the way?
Yeah, Unusual Whales is a very, very cool company, and I thank the production team for my Emmy-winning intro there. I'm aspiring, of course. Unusual Whales is a company that makes it more easy to see options flows. So there's a lot of esoteric things that happen in the market. It's a way to see what hedge funds are doing, what big traders are doing, and how people are really betting. That's really hard to read when you just look at the ticker tape and the ones and zeros of it all. Unusual Whales has this really great software that makes it really intuitive. They color code everything for you. And one of the things they started doing to show how you could use their product was highlighting Nancy Pelosi's, the former Speaker of the House's, trades. And like, wow, she happens to be a really good options trader, or at least her husband is. And, it just seemed like just these unusual companies, these big out of the money bets, and or in the money bets.
So what are some of those interesting trades from Congress? Are we talking options contracts? Talking about stocks? What are you thinking about?
So I don't think we have any big options on this list, but I just wanted to highlight some egregious ones. I mean, Representative McCall from the Homeland Security Committee buying a defense contractor on a low day, but right before they had a new contract come in. So that's $250,000 worth of buying.
You bought $250,000 worth of Howmet Aerospace the day before we signed a contract?
Jeez. Well, I don't know about the day before. I mean, I can't speak to timing.
But we ended up signing a defense contract.
And he's on the committee that voted for it.
Purely coincidence, guys.
Oh my God.
He just reads a lot.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're reading into
Minnesota,
it.
If you can do the accent, Mike. I mean,
what about Minnesota Senator Tina Smith?
That's right. We had Tactile Systems, a medical device company, and also Senator Smith buying
$100,000 worth?
100,000 shares as a member of the health committee. Oh. I mean, these are the people that will, be financing, because government does a lot of spending and investment in these areas.
This is interesting. And former Dem Party Chair and Rep. Debbie Wasserman Schultz bought Hecla Mining and Military Co. Viasat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, two standard buys, Sully. These are things, everyone, mom and pops are
minerals and defense. Yeah. And she's, by the way, she's on she's a member of both the Environmental Manufacturing and Critical Minerals Subcommittee, as well as the Subcommittee of Military Construction. So she buys Viasat, which is military construction.
Yes.
Right? And she buys Hecla Mining, which is obviously a mining company. She's up on both trades, 45%. Why did Martha Stewart end up in jail?
Amazing.
Right.
Same thing.
Right.
I mean, honestly.
The very same thing.
Now, am I to understand correctly that Donald Trump has put the kibosh on this? Or is threatening that?
Threatening. There's been an act in Congress that we've spoken about before that has bipartisan support, some different sides of the bipartisan.
But it's crawling through committee.
It's called the STOP Act, and it's moving very, very slowly. Mitt Romney, when he was a senator, said, I don't know, I feel like this is okay. Is there a problem with insider trading? Because that's already against the law. And I think
the other thing too is they can also affect the outcome of these contracts.
Yeah.
So in other words,
sure.
I mean,
they vote on it.
I mean, what you don't understand is you've got individuals getting wealthy here. What you don't understand is you've got people's retirements in some of these things. You've got honestly old people that are buying these stocks, and when they're manipulated, it affects their retirement. And that's what people don't understand. This is not just about individuals getting wealthy. It's about what it does to the rest of the shareholder base or the rest of the market, correct?
Yeah, and I would just say the big excuse or the reason why this is considered legally okay is that it's everything that Congress does is transparent. Their committee reports, their C-SPAN, all that. Well, I just think it's too cute by half to say, okay, technically you could have known it too, when the Congress people are also, one, not only voting, but two, in there every day. Of course, they hear whispers and things that we don't.
Okay, let's say let's say I'm Wasserman's Cabana boy, and she says to me, "Hey, the mining company or Viasat, whatever, I really think you should. Is that considered insider trading because she's telling me?
For us.
For us it is?
Yeah.
No. So it's insider trading if she has something to wink about as well. But
see, the whole idea behind
if they come to the committee and pitch a new deal that they want the government to fund, they already have a leg up information-wise because who's reading their committee reports? They're in the committee.
Right, and it's all about information because when you put a press release out or an 8K out, it's all about everybody having information at the same time. That's why you can't leak out. Remember with Tempest Therapeutics, we knew it was going to go up 11,000%. We couldn't say a word about it.
Yeah.
Because everybody's got to know at the same time before it goes public. Now, by the way, if you make trades like that, they're highly speculative, and you will be found out immediately. That's not a big deal. Howard, thank you. Appreciate your help as usual. This reminds me of the scene in Parenthood when Tom Hulse said, it's like investing in agriculture without the dirt. It's called hydroponic planting.
That's exactly what it is.
Planting weed plants in the little white shell.
Wherever you're watching, wherever you're listening, Big Biz Show rolling on from sunny Southern California. Inside the Loft 100 studios. Hope you guys are having a great day. We certainly are. Costa, Maribor Godwin, Greg Todoroff, and Sully. He is the chairman and CEO of SmartKem. Their ticker symbol is SMTK. We welcome to the show Mr. Ian
Before we
Jenks.
do that, you saw a video yesterday.
I did. I went to their website to look at this. It is fascinating. And I'm always like, turn my screen up. I can't see the screen. You say this to me all the time. Just turn it up on my computer.
Right.
He's got the solution for us.
This is micro LED TV. And again, Ian Jenks. Ian, thank you so much for taking the time to come out on this crazy show. You had no idea what you're getting into here. But how are you? Good to see you.
That's probably true, but thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, thanks for staying up. I know that it's that you're in the UK, and I appreciate you staying with us. Can you give us an overview a little bit of SmartKem and of course what you talk about? Our calibrated eyeball knows what's wrong, and you guys are here to fix what's wrong.
Sure. So SmartKem makes semiconductor polymers. Those polymers are used to make a new generation of sheets of transistors, and those transistors drive a new type of display made from micro LEDs. So if we look at what's happened in the display industry in, say, the last 40, 50 years, if you're old enough, you as a child might have sat down in front of those cathode ray tubes.
A tube, yeah.
Yeah, the tube. And then, the guys at Samsung brought out that brilliant LCD, and it took the market. This is a $250 billion market.
You remember we had that rear projection. Large screen.
Yeah, there were all sorts of things that actually didn't really improve things. And then we went into the OLED when LG brought that out. And the thing about us is we are all experts at displays because we all have what I call the calibrated eyeball. We can all walk into Best Buy, look around, and we will all pick out that screen where the color's brighter, the contrast is great, and everything just pops, and we'll all pick out the same one.
Can you tell us? Pardon me. If I look at an LED versus 1040 HD, is that different? Am I talking about two different things here?
Yeah, two different things. One's simply the technology of the LED, which is that little bit on the display that glows red, green, and blue. And the 1080 HD or the 8K is the resolution of the screen.
Ian, my brother-in-law, who you don't know, and it doesn't matter here. No, I'm just saying, he's one of those guys where I got to have the best, I got to have the first that's on the market. He has one of those 9K or whatever 8K TVs, and there's like 4 channels he can view with that technology. My question is, how fast is the technology changing in your area of expertise?
So the technology is changing, I think, incredibly quickly because if you've ever seen a micro LED TV and you forked out that $150,000 to buy one, then you will see that your calibrated eyeball says it's absolutely fantastic. And the problem is it's really difficult to make. So we are just starting the process with one of Taiwan's leading TV TV manufacturers, AUO, to make a brand new type of display, which is actually a micro LED based display, but it's actually going to be transparent. So you'll be able to see through it.
Wow.
Well, and Ian, it seems like your technology is just completely different than what's out there right now. And what did I see about something liquid? You're pouring it onto, I don't even know all the technical terms, so you need to tell me.
Absolutely. So polymers start life as a liquid. And so today, all transistors, when you make them on silicon wafers, they're all made of inorganic things. So what we do is we take a sheet of micro LEDs, which are just placed on a piece of glass, and we literally pour our liquids over the top of them, and then we process them to make transistors. And in doing that, we solve the yield problems that people have, and which is that when they turn that process upside down the way they do it today, they can't actually make it. And it's so that's what we do.
This is what you refer to as a chip-first technology, correct?
It's the chip-first technology. So we put the chip down first, we put the little connectors up. So these micro LEDs, they're the same things that you see in your LED light bulbs. I've got a whole studio full of them above me.
Sure.
But they are 1/20,000th of the size. And that gives you all sorts of terrible problems in terms of how you actually take these, you put 25 million of them on a 40-inch TV, and then you've got to weld all of those to 25 million transistors.
Hey, Ian, I've got a question.
Yeah.
So,
sure.
To use your parlance of going into the Best Buy and taking a look at televisions, what are we going to see differently now? What is it an obvious difference? I mean, I saw the video as well. It's difficult to put into words, but I'll let you explain it because it seems to be a game changer. Just as a tube went through LED went to rear projection, went to LED, so on and so forth. It seems to be a completely different technology to where you're there versus you're watching.
It's absolutely a completely different technology. So when you have things that are, have the full color gamut that you see with your natural eye, and when you have things which are sufficiently bright, you completely change not just the user experience in terms of the color and the contrast and the pop, but you actually start to be able to film in slightly different techniques and get genuine, true life images.
Ian Jenks is the CEO, chairman of SmartKem. Their ticker symbol is SMTK. Ian, you said chips, like fish and chips?
Yeah, always like fish and chips.
Always comes down
to food. When do you think this technology becomes one of those situations where we as just normal consumers can walk into that Best Buy and buy it and afford it?
I think we're probably 2, maybe 2.5 years away from that point at the moment.
Awesome.
We are just in the process of, as I say, starting this big project with AUO in Taiwan. At the same time, we're putting up a prototyping production line again in Taiwan with the guys at ITRI. So, ITRI is this big research organization that actually span out TSMC, who makes all the NVIDIA chips. So we're working with those guys on the process. We're working with the AUO, the biggest display manufacturer, and we're using our own process technology with another display company called Right Display, and we're converting one of their lines into a prototyping line now. My experience would say it's probably 2.5 years from now till you actually see.
That is the speed of light. I mean, really. I mean, no pun intended. I mean, that is so fast in your industry. I have to say, Ian, we don't. I have another 30 questions for you, real quickly before I let you get out of here. What are you looking most forward to this year? What are the milestones this year that you can share with us as the CEO of a public company?
Sure. So I think the biggest milestone will be the establishment of a prototyping line. This is all about now, as far as I'm concerned, about commercialization. So that's going through all the lifetime testing. And to do that, you need to make these prototype displays. So we'll get a line going with Right Display, and we'll actually start to demo small displays. So think the size
Right
of your
here in this
laptop.
studio. We want you to we need to get you in San Diego.
Yeah, we need 4
Let's do
demos
it.
in studio right now.
Yeah, be delighted to come back and show
Yeah,
you guys.
you're definitely coming back. That's for sure.
He's Ian Jenks, Chairman, CEO, SmartKem. Again, their ticker symbol is SMTK. Changing the world with our type of eyeball he was talking about. All right, speaking of changing the world, we're trying to do it.
Loft 100 Studios, The Big Biz Show, our affiliates, and our hosts are not registered investment advisors or broker-dealers.
Our show hosts make no commitment that the purchase of securities of companies profiled or otherwise mentioned in our programming
are suitable or advisable for any persons, or that investment in such securities would be profitable in general.
Given the nature of our company's profile and the lack of an active trading market for their securities, and investing is highly speculative and carries a high degree of risk. We profile selected publicly traded and privately held companies on our program.
Most of these companies that we profile have provided compensation to Loft 100 Studios and its host for the profile coverage.
3, 2, 1. From time to time, we sell shares of the companies profiled in the open market that we receive as compensation for coverage of client companies.
But never sell stock if we are speaking about, interviewing, or covering a public company who has paid compensation. Specific questions on compensation can be obtained by contacting producer at sullyandgroup.com.
Listeners should verify all claims and do their own due diligence before investing in any securities mentioned on this program.
Investing in securities is speculative and carries a high degree of risk.
We encourage our investors to invest carefully. Duh.
And read the investor information available on the website.
On the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, at www.sec.
Or the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, FINRA, at www.finra.org.
We are rocking and rolling, shucking and jiving on another beautiful day inside the Loft 100 Studios. That's right, on point as always. It is the Big Biz Show. Wherever you're watching, wherever you're listening, thanks for being along for the ride. Costa, Mary Godwin, Greg Todorov, and of course, Sully.
We're shucking and jiving in
Shucking and jiving, baby.
I think that term had to come from 1958.
Pretty much.
4 years after Mike was born.
Little 23 skidoo.
One of our favorite guests ever, Shane Schaffer, CEO of Cingulate, is about to come on the air. Don't you have a graph that you wanted to show?
Well, all the great things that his company Cingulate does.
Come out.
Ticker symbol CING. Shane, check out this this article we found in one of the national medical journals we were looking at. Check it out.
He knows.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
How'd that get in there?
Oh my God. Oh, yeah, I thought we were going to talk about Cingulate. My bad.
Did you see? Look at his face.
He knew it.
He knew what was coming.
He did.
You totally knew it was coming.
I knew it was coming. We deserved it. Congrats to Philly. They played a great game.
Dude,
Yeah, what the heck
but still, 4 Super Bowls in 5 years. Come on.
Now you're gonna.
I'm gonna be nice to him because I want him to come back on the show.
Yeah. Patronize him.
Yeah.
Hey, Shane, good to have you, buddy. Hey,
Good to see you guys. How's everybody doing?
I'm sorry about the Chiefs. I was actually rooting for the Chiefs.
I was, and that was a terrible game. That was awful.
We all were.
I didn't watch the fourth quarter, to be honest.
Yeah. Hey, talk about the latest with Cingulate. Every time I open up the news and said something news happened with you guys and things are moving down the road. You know, one thing that we have not talked about much, this commercialization plans. This is really a novel therapy for ADHD, and we'll get into it for the people who haven't seen you before. But I'm going to go backwards first here. The fact of the matter is the 3-in-1 candidate for treating ADHD that is a 1 pill a day that you don't have to manage your medicine like you do currently with every single medication.
Right.
Commercialization, that's got to be something you're already thinking about, correct? Let's talk about that a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, obviously, the first thing you want to do is build the best product. And we believe we've done that with, like you said, Sully, our 3-in-1 product. So we basically delivered the drug that patients and physicians and payers have been looking for over 65 years. And that is a medication that gives you the fastest onset, the most appropriate duration, which is your entire active day. And you don't have to take booster doses, which over 60% of patients have to do every single day today and until we get this product launched. Commercialization is critical. And there's really 2 key components to it that both come under the umbrella of it. One is your promotional efforts. How are you going to promote this product so that the key stakeholders, being physicians, nurse practitioners, physicians' assistants, and payers understand your product, but then also that payer element. How do you make sure your product is going to get reimbursed? So what we did over a year ago is we signed an exclusive commercialization agreement. So our partner in commercialization is a company called Indegene. They're valued at over $1.6 billion. They're publicly traded in India, but they have a US-based organization which focuses on one thing, and that is go-to-market. Getting a product from the approval status all the way through to its lifecycle management. What they do for us. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, just in terms of that, did they help along with the new drug the application and everything else? Is that part of are they big brother along the process of the FDA, or are they just waiting for the shoe to drop with the FDA to let you guys know you're good to go?
They have that capability, but we started off 10 years ago working with a different company on that process, and we're working with ex-FDA folks to make sure we have the best people working for the company. They do some of that, but really what they're focused on is the commercial side. So, we are done with all of our clinical trials. We're meeting with the FDA on April 2nd. That is a live meeting in the DC area, meeting with the FDA, which is called a pre-NDA meeting. We have a couple additional, data points that we'll be releasing from now until that meeting. 2 phase 3 studies, our fast-fed study, everything is complete. The data looks really good from a safety perspective. So we're excited to get that information out as soon as we have all the databases cleaned. But from commercialization, you got to start with market access. And we have already worked with the Indegene MME team, they're the best in the industry, in terms of meeting with over 120 million covered lives. So that's 2/3 of the U.S. market. Jeez. We got 4 key facts from those folks. Number 1, this product is going to be covered. Why? It's an exceptionally better product. That's point 2. They rated our asset, CTX 1301, trade names coming. They rated that product as the most valuable product ever seen before in ADHD. Wow. This is the pharmacy benefit management, the payers, managed care.
Yeah.
These are people that don't like to cover new drugs. They said this will be covered. And those are the 2 key facts that we got out of that. It's a great product and it will be covered. They need rebates. So we're poised to do that with our product. Second element, of course, is how you can commercialize. So we're going to use an omni-channel approach, which uses non-personal promotion, such as e-detailing, webinars, webcasts. But you got to have boots on the ground. You need to have the right sales professionals in the right territories, making sure that they're actually speaking to physicians, PAs, and nurse practitioners when they want to be communicated to. So we have a mixture of all of that. We pay for it on a fee-for-service model. So we keep as Cingulate 95% of that net product value. That's critical. If you license the product off, you're going to look at 15% capture. I think 95% is a heck of a lot better. Sure. Indegene is really sort of our secret weapon. They already work with 19 of the top 20 global pharmaceutical companies. So when you see a rep out there, sometimes it'll say Pfizer, Novartis, Sanofi, Moderna, Amgen, Cingulate. Those are Indegene people behind that. And that's what really makes this such a unique opportunity for Cingulate to launch our product, keep the asset, keep the revenue, keep the profits, and share those with our shareholders as we move forward.
Shane Schaffer, Chairman, CEO, Cingulate. Their ticker symbol is CING. So Shane, is it a matter of once it starts to, I guess, bleed out into the country and people start to get word of it, it'll just pick up like wildfire, or do you have to make sure that you're getting in front of psychiatrists, psychologists, medical doctors, that type of thing?
Yeah, the key is, so when we go through our segmentation, you really have a few different types of stakeholders. When you look at physicians, nurses, and PAs, you have psychiatry, neurology, and pediatrics. Those are your 3 big ones. In addition to that, you have your family practice, internal medicine doctors. So what that means is you really have 2 different, you separate them by psych, neuro, and then family practice, internal med, pediatrics. So you have 2 different really key segments. And they practice differently in terms of whether they like amphetamines or methylphenidates, how high of a dose do they start them at, what type of sort of process do they use to evaluate and confirm ADHD. So you take all those things into a combination, and then you put together your best overall message. For us, it's a very simple story. It really is. Sure. ADHD's been around for 70 years.
Yeah.
What everyone has been asking for eternity in ADHD is this. Give me a product that lasts my entire active day.
Absolutely.
Not the entire day, active day. No one's ever even come close to trying it. We accomplish it, and we start within 30 minutes.
His name, Shane Schaffer. There we go. See you. When you come in town, buddy, we need to get you back here.
Yeah.
I need to get back. I will be.
All right, buddy.
It's snowing in Kansas City. I'll be back.
Chairman and CEO of Cingulate, ticker symbol CING, and that will do it for this edition of the Big Biz Show. From everybody you see on camera, more importantly, everybody behind the scenes who make this show possible, thank you. And thank you for tuning in to the Loft 100 Studios. See you next time.
And so what are some of the pitfalls that maybe some businesses might run into when they're looking at distribution?
Yeah, they're constantly underestimating, believe it or not, the ease of it or the importance of it. It's execution. Execution is so very important, but if it's not on shelf, it's not for sale.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about Marion Roberts juice if it's not on shelf.
Right.
So distribution trusts us, and so does retail, and our team is incredible.
Big Biz Show rolls on. We're coming to you live from the Loft 100 Studios in Southern California. Hope everyone is having a great day. We certainly are, because you are along for our ride with us. Costa Maribor Godwin, and of course our executive producer is Greg Todorov over there at third base at the blackjack table / bar. And then there's Sully behind it.
Hot corner.
That's right. There we go, everybody.
Oh, the hot corner, everybody. Hey, when is opening day? When is opening day at the ballpark?
That's first week of April.
Is it?
Right?
I think it's end of March.
Is it in March?
I believe so.
I'm going to opening day at Camden Yard against Baltimore. Against Red Sox.
Excuse.
Whoa.
Did you hear that?
Excuse me,
March
Green
31st.
Monster.
Well, have you ever been to Camden?
No.
Insane.
I can't wait.
Camden Yards, I believe, is what all modern ballparks. Remember all the slew of ballparks that came in? It
was the first one.
Your favorite person's here.
Who? Rick DeVoe?
He is here, actually.
Yeah,
He's stuck in.
Corey Perlman's here.
Corey Perlman, of course, social media keynote speaker. He's the owner of Impact Social Media Incorporated. Go to Corey Perlman, that's PERLMAN.com or impactsocialmedia.com.
I do love geeking out on social media stuff with Corey.
And he's got such great stuff to tell you.
Is Corey with us? Do we have him? There he is.
There he is.
Hey, Corey?
Hey.
What is so?
I'd be your favorite person. That's awesome. Thank you.
I think we've established that TikTok's back, right?
Oh, it's
Just
back.
a little.
Just a little.
Did it ever go away?
No, like 8 hours, I think.
Is there a new algorithm now, Corey, that after all of this falter all happened and all of this scare to every teenager in the country, did this to use your parlance, did this impact the brand?
And to answer you guys' question, it is back, but we're still in a little bit of a waiting period. They have a 70-day grace period, which ends April 1st. And if they don't have an American buyer, it won't be here. And it's still not in the App Store. So don't be so sure it'll stick around.
Do you honestly think it'll go away, like the way of the dodo? I can't. I mean,
I don't.
Too much advertising money there. I mean, there's
too much money to be made. I think that something will happen. I do not see a world where TikTok doesn't exist in the States here, but time's a ticking. We're halfway through and no buyer yet.
Well, and the longer it goes, the bigger of a fire sale it's going to be. I mean, it's certainly the price is not going up for every day. The price is going down for every day a deal doesn't get done. Correct?
You would think so, yeah. And a lot of buyers have come, to make a claim to it, but nobody has officially signed the deal yet. And so I know my teenage daughter is none too happy about the TikTok situation.
Hey, Corey, I want to ask you about Blue Sky because it is one of the it's the newest platform, I think, and I have not hopped on yet. So I need to know, should I go there?
Yeah, I tend to be one of these sit and wait a little bit, and this is another one that made that statement more true than ever before. In late 2024, it blew up wildly, as you know. But over the last 3 months, it's stalled out a bit. So I would say wait and see for you. But right now, I'd say it may go the way of the dodo bird.
Is it a smaller blog platform type of thing, or explain it a little bit?
It was supposed to be a competitor to X. And when the Trump administration came into power, a lot of people, or a significant amount of people, went from X to Blue Sky. But then since then, the growth has trailed off.
What's interesting is if you look at apps like Vine, Vine was as popular as anything, and then all of a sudden it died. It's a finicky sort of market here. I mean, look at Facebook is still there. I can't remember the last time I was on it. I mean, I know that you guys do it for shows and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think Instagram seems to be the flavor du jour here for everybody over the age of 30.
I think Instagram has the most crossover between the age ranges. Wouldn't you say? I mean, older people are on Facebook.
Tinder's still growing strong, allegedly.
I got kicked
That's a whole
off
other
Tinder.
show. Yeah, I would say I use the acronym FIL, F-I-L, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Facebook and LinkedIn can still use the B word, billion users, and Instagram's growing every day. So if you're a business and you're paying attention to social media, that's the acronym you should follow.
Really? So, and Twitter/X, which was so in vogue for so long, especially Donald Trump's first presidency, is that starting to wane to where we won't see people using X? There'll be something that's going to replace it, hence Blue Sky?
And Threads now.
And Threads from Instagram, which
what is Threads, by the way?
Threads is Instagram's answer to Twitter, or X, or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Correct. And here's the thing with X. X will still be here. The thing a business needs to figure out is, does it provide business? When's the last time a business can say they got business from Twitter? Probably never.
It was so huge. I mean, I don't know, 15 years ago, it was where everybody went, businesses, it was for customer relations, right? I mean, if you had a problem, you could get your problem answered right away on Twitter. And there was active listening with all the businesses. And now that's just gone by the wayside, don't you think?
Yes, it's a phenomenal news, entertainment, celebrity, all that. That's what you're there for X for. But when it comes to moving the needle for business, stick with my acronym.
Corey Perlman, the social media keynote speaker, who is a great friend of our program. He's the owner of Impact Social Media Incorporated. CoreyPerlman.com and ImpactSocialMedia.com. Okay,
I got another question.
No, go ahead.
So I was just seeing that Canva and ChatGPT have combined, and this might be old news, but now a business can go type into ChatGPT what they want their graphic to say, and it will be created for them with Canva. Is that correct?
That is correct.
That seems like it's changing it for businesses. It's such a great change.
It's changing it for business. And funny you just said that. I'm going to share some news that I don't know if will ever come true, but I'm afraid for website designers. I'm afraid that AI is going to take over that industry. Well, you might have heard it here first.
But look, as you talk about that, you have to be afraid for magazine writers. You got to be afraid for editorialists. And you got to be afraid for anybody with. I mean, I believe that there's been a measure of that since the beginning. Remember, we had Encyclopedia Britannica.
Oh,
right?
Yes. Do I?
That wrote parts of it for us.
Yes, word for word.
And if there was a cut and paste feature back then, would have written all of it for us, Mike.
Word
Costa.
for word.
Yeah. And then from there it went to online, and then it went to University of Google, and now you've got Grammarly that does a check to see if you're plagiarizing. I think there's going to be always room for original thought, don't you think?
Yes, but this is just helping businesses that are stumped by how to make a graphic and it's going to do it for you. You got a sale coming up.
Think of it this way.
Just bang in your
numbers.
numbers.
All the bad logo design that we've seen some chemist who decides, hey, I think I'm going to call my play Chemistry Plus, and I'm going to put a big C with a plus sign in 7 different logos, 7 different fonts. I mean, you'll get rid of all that. Right. All that crap will be gone.
Is it as easy as it sounds, I guess, should be my question.
Corey?
Pretty darn easy. Don't forget.
I want you next time. I promise I won't be sick that day or whatever the hell happened. Corey, thank you so much.
Corey Perlman, social media keynote speaker. He's one of our favorites, as I just said, owner of Impact Social Media. CoreyPerlman.com is the website. ImpactSocialMedia.com Please go and see that. And unfortunately, I have to say this. That is it for the Big Biz Show today. Parting is such sweet sorrow.